Yeah, hello. So yeah, I guess this is part 3 of my response videos to the thread that Jack started, which was sort of show things that are less familiar or outside of the norm in terms of the sort of stuff that you look out for or pick up. And yeah, so I did religious records and kids records, and this features a variety of styles of music, to be honest, because the thing that links these is the sleeve more than anything, and it's just the fact that they don't look particularly promising. You know, obscure releases that look like they're going to be middle of the road or just crap, and they end up being anything but. And I mean, I know that's subjective, but there's a few of my favourite finds here ever. And yeah, some of them are really scarce and actually quite sought after and worth a bit of money, but not all of them. Some of them are, just worth a quid. I've recorded quite a lot of tracks for this. Most of these tracks were not on YouTube. I think there's seven tracks on the playlist, six albums to show. So I mean, you can check them out, obviously. So this first one is Jazz Moves with Ron Daniels. So this is like a 2 LP library style release with instrumental tracks designed for dance class and dance instruction. So that's Ron Daniels there. He's the dance tutor. It's on this Educator Records. And yeah, it's got a variety of musicians on there, a variety of musical styles, but really well performed, and yeah, quite a lot of original compositions. Really scarce. There's only 17 copies on Discogs, and one's not come up for sale since 2021. It's maybe the disco sort of themed ones that I'm most keen on. The 2 tracks that I'm included on the playlist are Revelations, which is described as syncopated disco, and It's the Way, punchy disco. But yeah, there's plenty of original compositions. There's a few cover versions, and yeah, I mean, this was an amazing find. I mean, that just turned up in a charity shop in Stockport. I've got no idea how. I'd love to know. I mean, it's a US release from 78, if I didn't say. Yeah, that's the label. Double LP. So yeah, this is the Mike Hankinson Big Band. So this is on Music for Pleasure. This is a South African only release. So this is the only pressing of this. This is from 75. And yeah, another scarce one. There's only 19 copies on Discogs. I mean, it doesn't look particularly promising, probably partly because of the label, but yeah, I mean, you might just easily dismiss that. But yeah, I mean, if you study the back, I mean, there's just so many players on this, and it's another sort of 70s library style big band funk LP, and there's loads of great stuff. The one that I've gone for is Caprivi Strip. Which is excellent. I mean, I've looked into it a little bit more now, and there was a couple of names I was familiar with. There's a couple of compositions by Ray Davies of sort of funky trumpet fame. I've got a few of his records. Trevor Bastow is another name that jumped out. I'm sort of looking out for things by him and his brothers, because they're associated with lots of 70s library LPs, and they were from Spen Valley, which is where I live. So yeah, this was a find. I got this from a charity shop in Sheffield near Hillsborough one time. I would have taken that off, but it's onto a paper sleeve, so I think I must have been tearing the sleeve when I tried doing that. Yeah, this is the label. Like I say, it's South African MFP. So this is National Youth Jazz Orchestra in camera. So this is their record from 77. They put out a few albums in the 70s prior to this. So I don't know, this might be the 4th or 5th. But yeah, I guess it's all inspired by real ale and camera. And yeah, there's 3 or 4 half decent tracks on this. Fuggle's Fantastical Fugue is the one that does it for me. And yeah, I mean, it's upbeat, it's a big band, it's got a bit of funk about it, and yeah, I mean, this is a £1 record, but it's absolutely worth that, I think. It's on RCA. So yeah, this is another obscure one. So this is Both Sides of the Bridge, and this is a release to commemorate the construction and the opening of the Humber Bridge. So it was recorded in 1980. Side 1 is a classical piece, and it's the Humber Bridge Suite for Orchestra. Nothing remarkable there. Side B is sort of a reinterpretation of that piece of music by this band Stone Ferry, featuring lead guitar, Spanish guitar, rhythm guitar, bass guitar, piano, organ, synthesizers, drums, additional percussion. And yeah, it's all right. The last track, Overture, is incredible, and it's just a organ-heavy sort of instrumental workout. The first 2.5 minutes is amazing. It sort of loses its way a little bit in the middle before sort of getting it back together. But yeah, for that track, this is amazing. Yeah, it's on this sort of custom label, which is quite nice. So it's got north side and south side. Can't remember where I found that, to be honest. So this is Skytrain, I Believe in Music. This looks terrible, and it mostly is. I don't know when this was released. Couldn't find a year. It's got one track that I really like, which is I Got the Music in Me, which is a cover of the song made famous by Kiki D, I think. I'm not sure if it's recorded by anyone else or not. Yeah, so it just said this was recorded in Balham. I guess it must be mid-late 70s. Looking at these two. But yeah, that's kind of like a sort of bit of a more upbeat, funky interpretation of that tune, really. And yeah, I'm into it. I think this is for nothing, this record. But not many of them around. On this Top Floor Records, might be the only release on that, I'm not sure. This is one of my favourite records of all time. It's the Cheryl Charles Duo, Rhapsody. This was actually released in 1980, although that sleeve does not give that impression at all. It's signed by Cheryl and Peter, so I'm assuming this must be Peter here. Some of the tracks are credited to Cheryl Charles, so I don't know whether she's done the songwriting, the lyrics, and maybe Peter's responsible for all the synth parts and the music side of it. But yeah, I can remember finding this in a charity shop in Soby Bridge and asking the manager who was in there, like, I think he had it priced at whatever the Discogs medium was, which back then was probably about 15 quid or something, and then it was half price because presumably no one had bought it. So I was asking him about it, and I was just saying, like, so what is this then? And I can remember him saying, well, to be honest, it's a bit mental, and it is a bit out there in places. There's two standouts for me. The Empire Strikes Back theme tune, which is great, but it's this track here, Stars in His Eyes. Just brilliant lyrics. I mean, she's not a great singer, so she struggles to hit the high notes. His arrangements, with this impressive list of synths and keyboards that he's got going on. I mean, it's unorthodox, to say the least, and it's an early 80s wonky synth Yeah, regional record really, because this was recorded in West Yorkshire. So I guess they were probably, you know, just on that circuit of just playing clubs and pubs. And again, this is just another scarce one. Although I have found 2 copies of this. I gave one to my mate and he was delighted. Yeah, there was 21 copies on Discogs. To be honest, the last time this sold, it went for 75 quid. Which, I mean, I can understand that. Yeah, it's on this Cherish sound recordings. I've listened to that Stars in His Eyes so many times, and honestly, it cheers me up. It makes me laugh every time, but it's a tune as well. It's like, I mean, it's, yeah, you know, you can't help but tap your foot to it. Yeah, and this last one's sort of similar, really. This is Mark Shakespeare. Nothing particularly remarkable going on here. He just plays organ solo. But yeah, it's got a cover of Magic Fly, which is the space tune, and kind of makes it his own. It's only a short track, 2 minutes 40. But yeah, I mean, it is excellent. He's kindly signed this. Yeah, 1980, that one. I think I got 3 records of his all at the same time. This was the only one worth keeping. Yeah, on this Worsey label, is that? Yeah. So yeah, there you go. Cheers.